according to the statistics issued by the Capitol News Service, fentanyl accounts for the majority of all opioid-related overdose deaths in Maryland. In 2020, the drug was present in 70% of all opioid-related deaths, though due to the overlap between the use of these drugs, the percentage actually may be higher. But in 2020, deaths from fentanyl in the state equaled 1,300 deaths. So it was really a big deal when a simple traffic stop in Silver Spring led to the arrest and seizure of over 2,000 fentanyl pills. Mark, a week ago, we debated the proposal by council members Will Jawando and Kristen Mink to eliminate most traffic stops. But doesn't this arrest attest to the benefit to the community from enforcement of traffic laws?
Well, here's an example of sort of dueling priorities. Is clearly we want the police to be proactive and to arrest as they did. We also want them to frankly follow the Fourth Amendment, the probable cause. And I think when that standard is applied with the courts appropriately, then it should be possible to give the police the discretion. And that legal standard is really a much better guide to whether or not a stop is appropriate or not than for the county council to try and mandate this kind of draconian across the board set of requirements.
Mike, last week, the statistics that we were discussing showed that only 2 to 4% of all traffic stops by police, this was a nationwide survey, were really for these, just bogus, stop and search basis. That the rest of the stops generally had a reasonable cause for being stopped. So in this instance, Police Chief Marcus Jones said, the effect of traffic stops saves lives here in Montgomery County. 20 people have already died this year from fentanyl poisoning.
Right.
And it's one pill can kill. So what's going to happen to the Mink and Jawanda proposal?
No, I agree. I mean, I think that one of the challenges we continue to have is we try to set these up as binary choices. And the reality is that, and we had this conversation, I think, a year ago. We've got to be able to look at police, understand what the role of police are, provide the appropriate training and education, and be able to have that role well defined. And I think as opposed to doing that, we want to be able to say, well, we're just going to get rid of police, or we're going to move police out of this space. The police provide value. Police also have had significant instances where there have been challenges with how police have reacted to any sundry of crimes, and those should be addressed. But the answer isn't to get rid of police necessarily. The answer is, how do we determine in our community the role we want police to play and provide the appropriate training and education for them to be able to do that, which is where I think the police chief is coming down, is saying, we can do the job and do it well, make sure we have the right tools to do it, and support us in that process.
It's very interesting. They announced that 48 candidates graduated from the Police Training Academy yesterday. And in his statements, Police Chief Jones also talked about the training that the officers received, which included confrontational training with the public and how to address that. So it was interesting that they're focused on the relationship between the police and the public. Very, very important thing to notice.